Welcome to the deep dive. You've probably seen those buy me a coffee buttons popping up online.
Pretty much everywhere now.
Exactly. So today we're going to run into what that form people often call it BMC is actually all about.
Right.
Because it seems like it's more than just a simple way to send a few to a creator you like. It looks like a whole system for monetization and connecting with your audience.
It is. And what's interesting is how it does that without a ton of complexity.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what struck me. It sort of blends that easy digital tip jar idea with something more sustained, like memberships.
exactly. For creators, it offers a pretty streamlined way to start generating some income.
And it seems like it's designed to be super user-friendly, right?
hmm
For both sides.
hmm
Creators apparently can get a page set up really fast. And for, people like us who want to chip in with a one-time thing, no account.
Yeah, that's key.
Just use your credit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, done. That low barrier seems really important for supporters.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Taking away that hesitation, the first donation, smart. It really taps into the immediate pulse, hey, that was great. Love some love.
Right. So our goal today is to really get under the hood of Buy Me a Coffee. We want to understand how it works, what all the features are, see who's using it well, how it stacks up against, say, Patreon or Ko-Fi.
The main competitors, yeah.
Look at the money side, fees and payouts, and then weigh the good and the bad. We've looked at their own info and what creators are saying.
That was good.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. What exactly is Buy Me a Coffee at its core?
Well, the name it gives it away, right? That core idea is a small one-time donation, a virtual coffee as a little token of support.
Very casual, approachable.
Totally.
Yeah.
But the platform's actually grown quite a bit beyond just that. It's not just single donations anymore.
Right. You mentioned memberships. That seemed like a pretty big part of it now, more of a recurring thing. How does that work?
Yeah, so for creators who want something a bit more predictable income-wise and maybe a deeper connection with their fans,
Uh-huh.
BMC lets them set up memberships. They can create different levels or tiers, usually monthly or maybe yearly.
Okay.
And each tier has its own price and, crucially, its own exclusive perks. So fans can become like patrons.
And get what? Special stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Things like exclusive content only members see, maybe behind the scenes updates, shout outs, or even access to a private Discord server or something. It's all about building that loyal base.
Okay, so the one-time coffee is the quick thank you, and the membership is more like an ongoing investment in what they're doing.
You got it.
Now, I also saw something about a shop feature. Where does that fit in?
Yeah, that's another key piece. BMC has this integrated shop. It lets creators sell digital products directly from their page.
Like what kind of digital stuff?
Oh, ebooks, digital art prints, music files,
Yeah.
maybe some software or code, tutorials, that sort of thing. And they also have this thing called extras that covers services like offering commissions or booking coaching calls or one-on-one sessions.
Wow. Okay. So it's really trying to be this central hub, not just getting tips, but actual sales too.
Pretty much. They seem to want creators to have multiple income streams and manage their fan interactions all in one spot.
Streamlining things. Makes sense.
Exactly. Streamlining income, building that direct creator-supporter relationship.
Okay, let's zoom in a bit on those features first. The one-time donations, that buy a coffee thing. What are the key details there?
The main thing is just how simple it is for the supporter. Like we said, no account needed.
Right.
It's built for that spur of the moment, hey, thanks. The default is often like $3 or $5, but creators can usually set their own amounts.
And you can send a message too.
Yeah, supporters can add a little note with their coffee, which is nice, create connection. And creators can send thank you notes back, even personalized ones. It's all about making it easy and immediate.
Perfect for when you just read a great article or saw a cool video and want to give a quick nod without signing up for anything long-term.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's those memberships more. How are they structured? You mentioned tiers.
Right. So creators set up these levels, usually monthly, sometimes annual. They pick the price for each tier.
And the perks are the key difference.
Totally. That's the value for the fan. Creators decide what they offer. Could be early access to stuff, behind the scenes videos, maybe personal shout outs, or like I said, access to a private community offered on Discord.
Right.
And BMC itself talks about this providing a more reliable monthly income, which, is huge for creators trying to make it sustainable.
Can you give like a concrete example? How might tiers work for, say, a musician?
Oh, sure. Okay, so imagine a musician. Maybe their basic $5 fan tier gives you early access to song snippets.
Huh.
Then maybe a $15 backstage passes tier includes exclusive live streams, maybe Q&A sessions.
Yeah, getting more access.
Exactly. And then maybe a higher tier, say $30, called producer or something, could offer personalized song requests or even like a monthly one-on-one video chat. It's about scaling up the access and engagement with the support level.
That makes a lot of sense. Really shows how you can reward those dedicated fans. Okay, now back to that digital storefront, the shop and extras. How do those work operationally?
Yeah, this really extends what BMC can do. The shop lets creators list and sell digital goods, ebooks, art, music, software, tutorials.
Right.
And the extras part is for services. So like a writer could offer editing, an artist could take commissions, a consultant could sell time slots.
Is it complicated for the creator to set that up? Do you need to be techie?
Doesn't seem like it. It looks pretty user-friendly. And setting up shop items or extras doesn't cost anything extra from BMC itself, other than the usual transaction fees when something sells. Creators just upload their stuff, set the price, and share the link. It basically makes their BMC page a mini e-commerce site. It could save them needing a whole separate store, especially early on.
That sounds super efficient. Having donations, memberships, and sales all managed in one dashboard.
Yeah, it's a neat package.
So beyond those core money-making features, what other tools or integrations does BMC offer? Anything else notable?
Yeah, they have a few good ones. The Discord integration is pretty popular for memberships.
How does that work?
You link your Discord server, and when someone signs up for a specific membership tier on BMC, they automatically get assigned a role in your Discord. That role can unlock private channels or special permissions. It makes managing member communities way easier.
Well, that is smart. Automates the perks. What else?
They also let creators share content right on their BMC page. You can do updates, kind of like blog posts, share images, even audio. And you control who sees it public, just supporters or members only. So BMC can function as a little content hub.
Right.
Plus, they have messaging tools to broadcast announcements or thank yous, and even some basic email newsletter features to keep your audience in the loop.
So they're trying to keep the creator and audience connected right there on the platform. What about like making the page look good? Branding.
Yeah, you get customization options.
Yeah.
Profile pic, cover image, bot. You can pick a theme color. Maybe not as customizable as your own website.
Right.
But you can definitely personalize it, make it look professional, kind of like a digital portfolio or storefront. Oh, and they have a goal-setting feature, too.
Oh, yeah. Like a fundraising goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can set a target, show the progress bar. That can really motivate the community to chip in.
I can see that. Transparency helps. And I've definitely seen those buy me a coffee buttons everywhere on websites, social media. How does that work?
Simple. They give you embeddable buttons and links you can customize. Just copy and paste onto your website, blogs, social profiles. It makes it super easy for your existing audience to find your BMC page and click to support. Again, all about reducing friction.
Okay, so summing up the features. It sounds like BMC gives creators a pretty versatile toolkit, and a big plus seems to be no monthly fee to access all this stuff.
Exactly right. You get donations, memberships, shop, extras, community tools, all without paying a recurring subscription. That's a huge draw, especially if you're just starting or your income fluctuates.
Makes sense. Now let's shift gears. Who's actually using Buy Me a Coffee? What kind of creators find it useful?
Oh, it's incredibly diverse. You've got your typical content creators, YouTubers, podcasters, bloggers, streamers.
Right.
But also artists, writers, musicians, performers, even developers and tech creators. Plus educators, coaches, nonprofits, cosplayers.
Wow, that's broad.
Yeah, basically anyone creating something and looking to connect with an audience and maybe get some support can potentially use it.
Do you know how many creators are on there, roughly?
The number they throw around is over 1 million creators.
1 million. That's significant. Shows it's caught on.
Definitely. Big adoption in the creator world.
And it sounds like most of these creators, they're bringing their own audience over, right? BMC isn't really a place to get discovered.
That's a really important point, yeah.
Yeah.
BMC doesn't have, like, discovery algorithms like a social media site.
Mm.
Creators mostly use their existing following from YouTube, Instagram, their email list, whatever, and point them to their BMC page for support.
So it's a tool for monetizing an audience you already have, not really for building one from scratch on the platform itself.
You gotta bring the crowd.
But it seems to work for creators at all levels. Small timers, maybe even like street musicians wanting digital tips,
Totally.
all the way up to people making serious money.
Absolutely. The easy setup and low entry barrier make it great for small creators, even niche ones.
Mhm.
But for bigger creators with loyal fans, those small donations really add up. We hear about creators making a full-time living, even 6 figures a year, through BMC.
Wow, 6 figures. That's impressive. Shows the potential scale.
Mm.
Okay, let's talk comparisons. How does BMC stack up against the other big names? Let's start with Patreon. Main differences.
Okay, Patreon, the biggest difference is focus. Patreon is primarily built around recurring subscriptions, memberships.
Right, that's their core thing.
Yeah. While BMC has memberships, Patreon's whole model is about fans becoming ongoing patrons via monthly tiers. Then there's pricing. Patreon's fee structure is generally more complex, often higher overall.
Oh, so?
Their platform fees range from 5% up to 12%, depending on the plan you pick. Plus, they pass on payment processing fees, sometimes taxes too. BMC keeps it simpler with that flat percent plus processing. Often works out cheaper, especially for creators not earning huge amounts yet.
Okay. And ease of use for creators setting up and fans donating.
BMC is generally seen as way simpler to set up. You can get a basic page going fast without complex tiers right away.
Yeah.
And the huge thing for fans, one-time donations on BMC don't require an account.
Yeah, that friction thing again.
Exactly. Patreon usually makes supporters sign up for a Patreon account and commit to a recurring. That extra step can put some people off. So BMC wins for quick, casual support. Patreon's better if you're building a really committed, ongoing patron base.
And feature-wise, compare for the creator.
Patreon generally has a more robust feature set, more advanced community tools like built-in forums. They have options like integrated merch fulfillment on higher plans. Their analytics are usually more detailed too.
Oh, okay.
BMC has the Discord integration, the content posts, which are great, but Patreon's infrastructure is just more built out for managing a complex subscription business.
So maybe Patreon if you need really deep membership features, BMC if you want simplicity and flexibility.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay, good overview of Patreon. Now, what about Ko-Fi? That one seems maybe more similar to BMC.
It really is. Yeah, Ko-Fi and BMC share a lot of DNA.
Right.
Both push that one-time donation idea. Ko-Fi was also early buy a coffee concept.
Right.
And both do memberships, both let you sell stuff or offer commissions. The main differences are usually in the pricing and some specific features.
Okay, let's talk pricing. How is Ko-Fi different there?
Ko-Fi has an interesting model. On their free plan, they take 0% platform fees on basic one-off donations.
0%. Wow.
Yeah, for just the simple donations. But if you use premium features on the free plan, like memberships, shop sales, commissions, they take 5%, same as BMC.
Okay.
Or you can pay for their Gold subscription, which is a monthly, and then they take 0% platform fees on everything.
So you pay monthly to potentially get 0% transaction fees.
Exactly. Compared to BMC's flat 5% on everything, no monthly option. So which is better? Depends on how much you earn and which features you use most.
Gotcha. And user experience. Both easy.
Generally, yeah. Both are known for being user-friendly. Both let fans donate without an account. Yeah. One key difference, historically anyway, is that Ko-Fi supports PayPal for fan payment.
Oh, right. You mentioned BMC doesn't.
Correct. BMC is Stripe only for fan payments, cards, Apple, Google Pay. Ko-Fi offering PayPal can be a big plus for some audiences who prefer it.
That's a definite point of difference. And feature range.
A lot of overlap. Both do posts, goals, have a shop. Ko-Fi has commissions, which is like BMC's extras. A key difference in access, though. BMC gives everyone all features, just with that 5% fee. Ko-Fi gates some of its more advanced features, paid Ko-Fi Gold subscription.
So BMC is all-inclusive with a fee. Ko-Fi has a free donation tier, but you might need to pay monthly for full features or 0% fees.
You nailed it, yeah.
Okay, so summarizing the comparisons. BMC, simple, flexible, flat fee. Patreon, powerful for memberships, but more complex, higher fees. Ko-Fi, similar to BMC, option PayPal support and a subscription path to 0% fees overall.
That's a great summary. The best choice really comes down to the creator's specific needs, their audience, and what they want to achieve.
Makes sense. Okay, let's dive a bit deeper into BMC's finances. We know the 5% fee. What about the payment processing itself, and how do creators actually get paid?
Right. So BMC uses Stripe exclusively to process payments from supporters.
Yeah.
That means fans pay using credit debit cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay.
No PayPal for fans. Got it.
Exactly. And remember, Stripe takes its own cut too, the processing fees, usually around 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction, roughly. Vary a bit.
And creators need to factor that in on top of the 5%.
Yep. Creators usually can choose whether they absorb those Stripe fees or if they get passed on to the supporter. But yeah, an additional cost beyond BMC's 5%.
Okay. And getting the money out? How do payouts work?
Also handled via Stripe. When you set up BMC, you link or create a Stripe account, usually Stripe Connect.
Stripe Connect. Advantage there.
Yeah, sometimes with Stripe Connect, the money can hit your Stripe balance almost instantly after a fan pays.
Oh, wow.
BMC has a regular weekly $10 balance for the first time and get approved. They generally pay out every Wednesday for funds you've requested. So it's pretty quick either way.
$10 minimum is pretty low. Good for starting out.
Definitely. And it's worth noting, they seem to be phasing out other payout methods like Payoneer. Stripe is really becoming the main, almost only way.
Okay, so key takeaway. 5% BMC fee plus Stripe processing fees. Payouts via Stripe, either near instant with Connect or weekly. Now for fan payments.
That's the gist of it. Pretty straightforward system, relatively transparent.
Cool. Now, to make this really real, let's talk about some actual examples, success stories. Who's making BMC work for them?
Yeah, seen some cool ones. There's a vlogger, Kevin Wilson. He uses tiered memberships really effectively, offers behind-the-scenes stuff, live streams, merch discounts, even virtual hangouts on Zoom for top tiers.
Oh, wow. Really building community.
Exactly. Shows how you can build sustainable income with well-thought-out rewards.
Nice. Any other examples?
There's an independent illustrator who apparently built a full-time career, earning over $2,000 a month just from BMC memberships.
Seriously? Just from BMC?
Yep. She offers tutorial videos, time lapses of her art, behind-the-scenes stuff. Really shows how even niche creators can make it work with memberships.
That's super inspiring, turning passion into a living. Any other types of creators?
Sure. Heard about a podcaster who funds their whole free show using a mix of one-time donations and membership perks.
Like what perks?
Exclusive Q&As, bonus content, letting members suggest episode topics. Shows how fan support can keep content independent, maybe even ad-free.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And then there's a software developer. Uses BMC for free tools, but also as a shop for premium code, plugins, ebooks. Plus, a membership for updates and support. Shows the platform's versatility, tips, products, and community.
It really seems like a common thread is engaging your community and offering real value.
Absolutely.
And like we mentioned, hitting six figures really drives home the potential. Even small contributions add up massively with an engaged audience.
Totally. That compounding effect of many small contributions from a dedicated fan base is incredibly powerful. It all comes back to building community and delivering value consistently.
Okay, so we've covered the what, how, who, and comparisons. Let's get to the bottom line. What are the biggest strengths of Buy Me a Coffee?
Okay, strengths. Number one, definitely simplicity and ease of use.
Right.
For creators setting up and for fans donating. That quick, often one-tap support is huge.
Yeah, super low friction.
2, having multiple ways to earn in one place. Donations, memberships, sales via the shop, and extras. Very convenient. 3, low platform fee, that flat 5%, is very creator-friendly compared to some others.
Right.
4, the payout system via Stripe is generally fast and convenient. Good for cash flow.
It feels very fan-view, right? No login for tips.
Exactly. That's another strength.
Good experience. No forced accounts for donations, direct messaging. Creators can share free content too.
What else?
The all-in-one dashboard for creators is handy. And the fact that creators own their audience data, like exporting email lists, that's important.
Control of your audience. Good point.
Generally, they seem pretty inclusive on content, no heavy censorship for mainstream stuff. And finally, the brand itself, Buy Me a Coffee, is just really well known and trusted now. Okay, those are solid advantages, makes it appealing. But every platform has downsides. What are the potential limitations or drawbacks?
Right, limitations. Well, that 5% fee, while low, still adds up, especially if you start earning a lot.
Sure, 5% of a big number is still a big number.
Exactly. Then, the big one for some, no PayPal support for fans. That can be a deal breaker depending on audience.
Yeah, we keep coming back to that.
There have also been some anecdotal reports about customer service maybe not being super responsive or issues with strict fraud controls sometimes causing account problems worth being aware of.
Okay.
Content restrictions. Specifically, no adult content means it's not for everyone. And like we said, no built-in discovery features. You have to bring your own audience.
Right, not a growth engine itself.
Compared to Patreon, it has fewer advanced features like deep analytics or built-in merch fulfillment. It's simpler, which is a pro, but also a limitation for some. And finally, it's a third-party platform. You're always subject to their rules, potential policy changes, or downtime. That's true of any platform, though.
Those are definitely things to weigh up. It sounds like it's fantastic for simplicity and flexibility, but maybe creators with really complex needs or huge operations might need more or need to use it alongside other tools.
That sums it up well. It excels at its core simplicity, multiple income streams. But yeah, for very specific needs, you hit some limits.
Okay, so bringing it all together. Buy Me a Coffee seems like a really user-friendly, flexible platform for creators wanting to monetize and connect with fans. Big pluses are ease of use, those multiple income streams, low fees.
Definitely.
But gotta remember the limitations. No PayPal for fans, reliance on Stripe, gotta bring your own audience.
Precisely. It hits a sweet spot for a lot of creators, especially those valuing simplicity and getting started quickly.
And, it makes you think, doesn't it, this model? Focusing so much on the ease of that one-time, often small, tip. How does that feel different maybe to an audience compared to committing to a monthly subscription?
Interesting question.
Could it foster a different kind of relationship? Maybe one based more on that immediate, hey, thanks for this specific thing moment, rather than a longer-term pledge?
That's a really fascinating point. The psychology of giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
A quick, easy thank you versus an ongoing commitment. They probably do create different dynamics between the creator and the fan.
Yeah, something to chew on as you think about supporting creators, or if you are one, how you want to build that connection.
Definitely food for thought about how these different support models work and feel.
Well, hopefully this deep dive gave you a much clearer picture of Buy Me a Coffee, how it works, and where it fits in the whole creator support landscape. Thanks for joining us.